I've never seen such power.
The power came from the horse, not the man.
But the precision, one after the other, it was just as I imagined it.
Listen to yourself. You're talking as if you've lost 7 years of your life.
Nurse, I think I am only just now alive.
Heavens, is this not the same girl who feared this man every day before his arrival?
The thoughts of the unknown.
The same who criticized his acts on their wedding night?
Can't someone change their opinions?
The one who was furious at being left alone this morning?
No, that was not the right thing. But he did what he said he would do. He won!
He's put you under a spell, child. This is what good comes of all the stories you've read.
But that's my point. They're stories. Not one time have I experienced them in reality. Until this day. This day, I feel like a character out of the lay. Nothing you say will convince me otherwise, nurse.
If the Queen, if your mother were still here, I hope she would see my view of this. I will not stand here and see my words be ignored. Good night.
Princess, there was no need for you to wait for me here. It is quite late.
I don't mind it, Sir Javier. There's something quite peaceful about the palace halls at night. When I was a child, I used to walk these halls and try to listen to the conversations. Being here is nostalgic.
I see. Well, would you like me to escort you to the dining hall? I am certain the feast is about to start.
No. I believe there are other matters I need to attend to.
Princess, Sir Javier, I've been looking for you. I wanted to congratulate you on your victory today. Not many men are able to best Sir Bartholomew like you did.
He was an honorable opponent. I wouldn't have wanted it to be anyone else. And congratulations to you as well.
No need. I'm sick with congratulations. I'm only trying to find some peace.
I will leave you to your own devices.
You're still wearing your armor?
Most of it, yes. I was in quite a bit of a hurry to get back. Didn't wait for the squire to take off the rest.
Do you need help?
Well, I am quite strapped in, so yes. I see you still have your rose.
Yes.
Was it to your liking?
Quite.
My companions told me you never lost sight of me on the course.
You had a challenge. I wanted to see if you succeeded.
Well, how was I?
Why so many questions?
Well, Eleanor, in a very short time, I've realized that you're not someone that can be taken. You have to be won.
You make me sound like a white stag.
No greater prize in the world.
Hunters kill white stags. If you must know, I was quite impressed by your showing today.
You were?
Yes. Young as you may be, you bested every knight Castile put before you. Quite a remarkable feat at 5 and 10.
I had a good teacher.
I have no doubt.
You spoke before of chivalry. I tell you there is no greater thing. Was I chivalrous today? Was that a yes?
That was your reward for winning. I seem to recall promising such.
Indeed.
But yes, I thought you were quite chivalrous today. Or at least to me you were.
But isn't that all that matters? What is courtly love if not between a knight and his lady?
I wouldn't know.
Does this mean...
I wouldn't use that word quite yet. Your performance today has given us both an emotional high of sorts.
But our emotions can bring us down as much as they can raise us up.
Precisely. There are still many unknowns about you.
That I'm a brute.
Among other things, I'll never know what you're like on campaign fighting wars.
Why not?
What?
What's keeping you from going to war with me? If the deed occurs.
Women don't go to war. It just doesn't happen.
But think about it. You and me, we have the chance to be unlike all who came before us. You and I will be the lords of a great kingdom one day, and no one will be able to tell us what we can and can't do. When we went into that chapel and bound our hands together like so, we were no longer individuals. We were one. I would take you everywhere I intend to go on this earth, God willing, and even then. The priest before our wedding made me swear a vow.
A vow that I was not being forced into the marriage, that it was my own free will.
Which was not true.
Yes.
What of it?
I was told you had to make the same vow.
That I did.
What did you say?
I said that I was willingly and spontaneously ready to marry you because of your prudence and beauty, of which I had heard in general report.
How well worded were these reports?
Scholarly. Though I am happy the reports were true, I'm more surprised you agreed to the vow. I had lands and wealth to gain. I was forced upon you.
I suppose I was fearful. Our marriage was a power play on Alfonso's part. I feared repercussions to those I love.
Not to yourself.
If I feared self-harm, I would have learned to hold my tongue years ago. No. For my mother, for my nurse, for Sir Javier, for my brothers who fled Castile many years ago, I dared not test Alfonso's reach.
I promise you, he cannot reach you in England.
Or wherever we go.
Or wherever we go. I thought I heard a commotion when I first arrived. We should make our way to the dining hall.
Nonsense! You haven't finished washing yet.
What?
Edward. Edward! Edward!
What the devil's the matter with you?
I had the most awful dream. I dreamed we were in the Holy Land, on crusade. We were in a tent, and a Saracen raider had snuck inside. You ran him through with your sword, but he had to cut your arm with a poison blade. You fell to the ground almost instantly, and I started sucking out the poison, but I don't know if I saved you.
Calm yourself. We are still in Castile. There is no Saracen. My arm is void of any poisoned cut. We're safe.
What the devil could have made me imagine such a thing?
I dare say you looked into my soul.
What?
Near 4 years ago, my father was making preparations for a crusade. He had received the blessing and was in the process of raising funds. It was the topic of great discussion back home. Father even went to the lengths of having the confessor's image painted inside the walls of Windsor Palace. It was impressive. It made the moment feel real. Our pious king would follow in the Lionheart's steps and fight to retake the Holy Land.
And what happened?
Gascony happened. Father and his retinue of lords were forced to devote their already raised funds to quelling the rebellion. Father was not going to let the last piece of the Plantagenet Empire slip away. It ended all talk of Father going on crusade.
I see. Is that the true source of your anger towards my brother?
Your brother's personality angers me more than his deeds. I admit I dreamed of going on crusade with my father, but I knew I was too young to make the journey at the time.
But you said it yourself. 4 years have passed. You're changed.
I am. Perhaps one day soon I will go on crusade. But that day is not upon us yet. Does your dream worry you?
How could it not?
How are we to accomplish greatness if we are afraid to act? But don't you realize what that dream was?
No.
It was us. You and I. Yes, I was attacked, but you were there. You were the one who saved me.
If that is indeed what happened.
Look into your heart. You know it to be the truth. You called me Edward.
What?
In your dream, you were shouting my name. Edward.
I guess I did.
I dare say the sun has risen faster this morning than the last. Excuse me while I get dressed.
Tell me about England.
What do you want to know?
Tell me of the landscape.
Well, it varies from county to county. The southeast has cliffs of pure white that are a straight drop to the ocean. To the south, there are fields of sunshine and sheep. The north is cold and hilly. The west has some of the tallest mountains on the whole island. There are farms galore, forests that stretch across counties. London is a great city, as are York and Winchester. Everywhere you go, people speak with a different accent. Simply put, there is great variety on the island, no matter where you go.
I'd like to see all of it.
And indeed you shall. The people deserve to see their future queen.
Future queen.
Has that fact yet to sink in?
Possibly. It's so strange. Even with all my teaching, it is hard to come to terms with such a future. And at so young an age.
I much prefer you like this than if you were younger. Or older, for that matter. You should get dressed.
There was something I wanted to ask you.
Why stop now?
You keep talking of accomplishing something great. But what do you mean by that?
You seek to know my ambition.
Precisely.
Tell me what you see.
A map of England.
No. Be more specific.
This is a map of Britain and Ireland.
Exactly. Right now, my father is King of England and only England. He is Lord of Ireland and those who preside in it. He receives homage from both the Welsh and the Scottish. But he is not king.
So what are you saying?
My great-grandfather, Henry II, ruled over a great empire. He ruled all of England, all of Wales, half of Ireland, and the richest of the French lands. I don't know if it's possible to match his feats, but I dare to match his accomplishments.
You wish to retake the French lands?
Some might say that is an impossible task. It would take too many men and too much money.
So what do you want to do?
I come from an island, Eleanor. An island that has been conquered throughout history. My line is only the latest of conquerors. I wish to unify this island. When I am king, my kingdom shall stretch as far north as the Highlands of Scotland, as far south as Dover, as far west as all of Wales and Ireland. If I were to accomplish that, then everyone throughout all of history would know of Edward, King of Britain, and his Eleanor, forever by his side.
All the while.
Not one day apart.
That is a journey I wouldn't mind accompanying you on.
Open this door.
Yes, I'm getting it. Calm yourself.
What is the meaning of this?
Order of the king. The prince is to be brought before the throne room.
On what charge?
It matters not. You're coming with us.
Alfonso, what is the meaning of this?
Let her through.
I say again, what is the meaning of this?
It has come to my attention that the Prince Edward has played me for a fool.
I didn't need to play to make you one.
What are you talking about? I want to know why you have Edward in chains.
I'm surprised how easily that word flows out of your mouth now. Amazing how quickly things can change.
I want an answer! Now!
And you'll have one. This woman came to me last night from her village with news about the prince.
What news? I've never seen this person before in my life.
A likely claim. This woman came to me with a report that before Prince Edward came to Burgos, he and his men pillaged 3 villages along the Gascon border. Castilian villages. I had heard rumors of the prince's exploits in France, going from village to village, terrorizing people and taking what they wanted. I imagined he would have quelled his barbaric ways in his peaceful gathering, but apparently I was wrong.
Let the woman speak.
Everything King Alfonso says is true. This man came into my village, burned down 2 houses, and took what money we had.
Liar!
Tell me now who here is the liar. I want to believe you, but neither will I play the fool.
I'm not lying to you. Alfonso, I do not refute your claim. I have raided in the past. I even raided on my way here. But I have not raided within Castilian borders. I am not an imbecile.
Where are the other Englishmen? Where is Sir Bartholomew? He has been with Prince Edward every day since he has come to Castile. He is an honorable knight, and Sir Javier will attest to that. Sir...
The English are quite preoccupied with the ladies of the country right now. I didn't want them to intervene. Sir Javier is on an errand and won't be back for quite some time.
Again, I ask, why only Edward? Why this mockery?
Because I don't plan on filling my dungeon with English knights. I only want to make an example of the prince.
You cur!
There's that temple I've come to know so well. I have ordered arrangements to be made for an annulment.
What?
What?
Of course. King Henry has tricked me into giving away my only sister to a mongrel. A child has been given too much power.
On what grounds?
On the grounds that I command it. I am the king. That is something you have both failed to understand time and time again.
You're bluffing.
No, he's not bluffing, Eleanor. He'll do it. He's desperate to prove his power over us. The little snake wasn't loved enough by his mummy, and now he's taking it upon us.
I'd have cut that tongue out long ago if it weren't for your blood.
You couldn't have held the blade properly.
Silence! You are the one who is in chains, not I. Understand your place. From the moment you arrived here, you have not shown me the respect I deserve. It is I who gave you all the power you now have. It is I who have given you an opportunity to show your courtly skills. It is I who gave you your bride. I expected to receive as an ally in return, and all I have received is a nuisance.
You and my father made a deal that made me a very powerful man on this continent. But the only pact I ever made was with that woman when I went inside that chapel. One day, you'll realize staying silent might benefit you the most. Today, you've spoken nothing but lies. Lies in an attempt to rewrite your history. But you will find only peace once you realize you are a stepping stone on our path to greatness.
I wish to speak with the woman. Why have you only just now come to Burgos? Prince Edward has been here for almost a week now, so this raid must have happened weeks ago?
Yes, it took time for me to travel here, and more so to have an audience with the king.
Of course. But I want you to look at this man's face. You're absolutely certain you saw this man.
I believe so.
That's not what I asked. Think carefully. This man's fate depends upon your answer.
No, I'm certain it was him. His whole party had the matching red badges of the English.
But you're not certain you saw his face.
Well... What are you?
You all in attendance, whether you knew of this or not, bear witness. My brother, the king, has used you all. I know not whether this woman speaks the truth or has been given a tale to tell, but this discredits everything she has said. If this woman had truly been raided, she would have sought justice, not money. And if she wanted money, I've never known my brother to pay so well a sum. I've known very well my power as a woman is limited. But regardless of what happens to Edward today, know I share his fate, and that you all were witness to it.
Set him free. I said set him free. If you were anyone else, Prince Edward, I wouldn't have stood for this.
I have a strong memory, Alfonso. But know that as long as my father lives, you shall keep your allegiance with England, and no raids will come into your lands, as was bargained for.
Get out! Leave this palace by day's end and do not return unless summoned.
Let's rest here for a while. No need to tire the horses on day one.
I still don't understand why we left in such a rush and without any warning.
Take your rest and don't let it worry your thoughts.
30 years I've lived in this country, now spirited away as if the very wind carried me.
I couldn't imagine leaving you there, sweet nurse.
Yes, I would have found my way. At least now I can help you on this great adventure you claim to be on now.
What is it?
I can still see it. The palace.
You need to put it behind you.
Will I ever? Can one put their home behind them?
Look at it with new eyes. There lies the place of your birth. But there lies your home. An entire world just waiting to meet you.
Now that does sound exciting. And where are we to go in this new world?
Wherever we desire. Though, there is one place we could go.
Where?
We could go now. Just the two of us.
What are you talking about? Don't hold your tongue.
Quiet, or they'll hear us. I mean to take you to Glastonbury. To that oh-so-holy burial place of that legendary king and his queen.
We go now? Just us?
Just us. Didn't you want an adventure? To leave this place on horseback with a knight?
Like leaves in the wind, the two whisked themselves off to Glastonbury, long known as the burial site of King Arthur and Queen Guinevere. Here they came to pray before the legendary couple, hoping for a blessing to be as prosperous as they were.
I promise to make you proud to be my wife. Till my dying breath, I will ensure you are everything Guinevere was and more.
And you will be my Arthur. No, that doesn't seem right. You will become a new Arthur, one the world will remember. My Edward.
My princess.
You have been listening to A Princess of Castile, written for the stage and adapted for audio by Peter Scamardo. Eleanor was played by Veronica Ordonez. Edward was Galen Lytle. Alfonso and Sir Javier were voiced by Kaleb Clark. Isabella the nurse was Hanna Lee. Sir Bartholomew Pecche was Jaret Willis. Joan the Dowager Queen was Kathryn Lenihan. King Henry III was Phillip Pinell. Herbert was Jackson Gatlin. The priest was Jack Russell Hodges. The worker was Emmett Biffle. The commoner was Samina Huq. And the monk was voiced by Justin Bowie. All sound effects were acquired in-house and on freesounds.org. All lines were recorded at the Hamill Foundation Multimedia Studio in the MD Anderson Library at the University of Houston.